What if I told you there is a way to reset time? Not the clock on your wall, not the minutes rushing by, but your inner time. A reset so deep that your mind slows down, your awareness expands, and life begins to move in a rhythm that feels almost supernatural. It sounds unbelievable, but what if I also told you that a scientist, one who dedicated his life to studying consciousness, perception, and hidden energy, left behind clues that point exactly to this kind of inner shift? Most people live trapped in invisible cycles. They wake up with old thoughts, react with old emotions, and carry yesterday into today without realizing it. Their inner time becomes stuck, repeating the same frustrations, the same feelings, the same limit. But a Mexican neuroscientist named Jacobo Grinberg believed something far more extraordinary. He believed your perception isn't fixed, your energy isn't fixed, and your reality isn't. According to him, the brain does not simply observe the world, it creates it through a constant interaction with a vast energetic field he called the lattice. And this is where the story becomes fascinating. If your brain is shaping reality in every moment, then altering your internal state could literally shift your experience of time itself. Jacobo didn't stop at theories. He spent years experimenting with meditators, healers, and shamans, people who could silence the mind and tune into subtle layers of perception. Some of the results were so unusual that even trained observers were left without explanations. People reported moments where time slowed down, where thoughts dissolved into silence, where perception became sharper than normal. Jacobo believed these experiences were not accidental. He believed they were trainable, accessible, and repeatable. That is the secret we dive into today. In this video, you will learn how inner time works, why most people lose control of it, and how a simple but powerful energy adjustment based on Jacobo Grinberg's research can help you reset your inner rhythm. You will understand how your attention, intention, and emotional energy shape your perception, and why these factors can make life feel fast, heavy, or repetitive. And more importantly, you'll discover how to break out of these invisible loops. Stay with me until the end, because the final method I'll share is based on one of Jacobo's most controversial findings, moments where human consciousness appeared to step outside ordinary time, moments that still cannot be fully explained. If you've ever felt life rushing too quickly, if you've ever felt disconnected from yourself, or if you've ever wondered whether there's more to reality than what you see, this video may become a turning point for you. Welcome to Awakened Synchronicity. If you're ready to explore deeper levels of consciousness, tune your inner energy, and reset the time within you, make sure to subscribe. Let's begin. Before we talk about the secret energy hack or how to reset anything within you, we need to understand one simple but powerful idea: inner time. Inner time is not the seconds ticking on a clock or the hours moving across your day. It has nothing to do with schedules, alarms, or calendars. Inner time is the rhythm happening inside you. It is the pace at which your mind moves, the flow of your thoughts, the energy of your emotions, and the level of awareness you live with. Some people move through life with fast, scattered inner time. Others live with slow, heavy, almost frozen inner time. And most people don't even realize that this internal rhythm is shaping their entire reality. Jacobo Grinberg believed that this inner rhythm is one of the most underestimated forces in human experience. According to him, the brain doesn't just process the world, it creates a personal version of it. That version is filtered through your inner time. When your inner time is rushed, you feel overwhelmed. When it is stuck in the past, you feel trapped. When it is lost in the future, you feel anxious. And when your inner time is balanced, you feel present, aware, and in control. Think about it. Two people can live the exact same day, face the same events, and deal with the same challenges, but their inner experience will be completely different, depending on their inner time. One feels like time is slipping away. The other feels calm, centered, and aligned. Nothing outside changed, only the rhythm inside them did. Most people don't pay attention to this internal rhythm. They wake up with thoughts from yesterday, replay old memories, relive old emotions, and carry old patterns like invisible luggage. Their inner time stays trapped in loops created by the past. They don't realize that these loops distort the present moment. When your mind is stuck replaying yesterday, your inner time slows down, becomes heavy, and distorts your perception. Suddenly the day feels long, your energy feels low, and your motivation disappears. But this isn't the day's fault. It's the rhythm inside you. Then there is the opposite pattern. People whose inner time is constantly rushing toward the future. They worry about what might happen, what could go wrong, or what they still haven't done. Their thoughts run faster than their breath. Their emotions move faster than their ability to understand them. And the result is anxiety, an inner rhythm that spins far ahead of the present moment. This is why days feel chaotic, why decisions feel rushed, and why life feels out of control even when nothing dramatic is happening. The inner time is out of sync. Jacobo Grinberg believed that true awareness comes from tuning your inner time to the present moment. Not the physical present, but the energetic present, the space where your mind, emotions, and perception meet. He believed that when your inner rhythm aligns with this present flow, you enter a more expanded state of consciousness. You sense more, you understand more, and you see more. Inner time becomes a doorway, not just to calmness, but to a new way of experiencing reality. Before we go deeper into the idea of resetting your inner time, we need to understand the man whose work inspires everything in this video. Jacobo Grinberg Zilberbaum. He wasn't an entertainer or a storyteller. He wasn't someone chasing fame, followers, or attention. He was a scientist, quiet, curious, and deeply committed to understanding the mysteries of human consciousness. Born in Mexico City, trained in psychology, and later specializing in neuroscience, Jacobo spent decades studying how the brain, perception, and energy interact. While most researchers focused on the physical brain, Jacobo focused on the relationship between the brain and reality itself. He wanted to know, what is consciousness made of, where does perception come from, and why do humans experience reality so differently, even when they stand in the same room. His work began to move in a direction that very few scientists were willing to explore. He traveled across Mexico and beyond, studying with healers, shamans, meditators, and spiritual practitioners, not because he wanted to become one of them, but because he believed they held pieces of knowledge that science had ignored. During those years of exploration, he started noticing patterns, consistent shifts in perception, changes in awareness, and unusual abilities that could not be explained by conventional neuroscience. These experiences led him to develop what became his most famous idea, Syntergic theory. Syntergic theory is Jacobo Grinberg's attempt to explain consciousness in a completely different way. According to him, reality is not something you simply observe. Reality is something your brain constructs every moment. The physical world exists, yes, but the world you experience, what you see, what you feel, what you believe, is created by your brain's interaction with a vast energetic structure beneath everything. He called this structure the lattice. Imagine it as a continuous, infinite field of energy and information that surrounds and penetrates everything. It is not visible. It is not something your senses detect directly, but it is the foundation of all perception. According to Jacobo, humans perceive only a tiny portion of this field. We don't see reality in its full complexity. We see a small window shaped by our biology, our past, our emotions, and especially our inner energy. What we call reality is only a fragment of what actually exists. The brain filters, shapes, and interprets the energy field and turns it into the world we think is real. Jacobo believed that if you could change the way your brain interacts with this energy field, your perception of reality would shift. And this is where the idea of inner time begins to make sense. Because if perception is linked to energy, then the rhythm of your inner energy, the rhythm of your thoughts, emotions, and awareness determines what kind of world you experience. When someone's mind is chaotic, their perception becomes chaotic. When someone's emotions are heavy, their reality feels heavy. When someone's awareness is sharp and calm, their experience of the world becomes clearer, lighter, even brighter. Jacobo suggested that perception is not fixed. It is dynamic. It can expand or contract depending on your internal state. And if your perception changes, your experience of time changes as well. This is why some days feel long, heavy, almost endless, while others feel fast, light, and effortless. Your inner energy is shaping your perception of time itself. Jacobo believed that most people live disconnected from this deeper field. They see only the surface of reality because their inner energy is out of sync. They are stuck in memories, anxieties, routines, and emotional loops that block them from perceiving the larger energetic flow around them. But something extraordinary happens when a person tunes in to this field. When thoughts quiet down, when emotions soften, when awareness becomes clear, the brain's connection to the lattice shifts. People begin to perceive reality from a different angle. Time feels slower, moments feel deeper. The present moment becomes more vivid. This is not imagination. This is perception responding to a change in inner energy. Jacobo saw this again and again during his research. When someone entered a state of deep internal silence through meditation, focused breathing, or intentional awareness, their perception of reality changed. They noticed details they normally ignored. They felt sensations more intensely. They became aware of the subtle flow of energy within themselves and around them. Jacobo believed this shift wasn't supernatural. It was scientific. It was the brain momentarily interacting with the deeper energetic field, with less interference from mental noise. This is exactly like recalibrating a clock, but the clock is inside you. Your inner time aligns with a larger rhythm, and the world feels different. This is why some people feel peace just by sitting still. This is why certain moments in life feel timeless, and this is why certain experiences feel like they last forever. Inner time dictates how reality unthaws you. But how do you actually change your inner time? According to Jacobo Grinberg, it begins with attention. What you pay attention to determines how your brain shapes perception. If your attention is scattered, your energy becomes scattered. If your attention is stuck on the past or worried about the future, your inner time becomes distorted. But if your attention turns inward toward your thoughts, your breathing, your emotions, you begin to influence the energy that shapes your perception. Intention is the second key. What you choose to focus on creates a direction for your inner energy. Calmness, gratitude, clarity, or awareness are not random states. They are choices. They are forms of intention. When intention and attention come together, consciousness becomes active instead of automatic. And when consciousness becomes active, perception expands. This is why resetting inner time requires awareness. You must notice your thoughts without being controlled by them. You must observe your emotions without drowning in them. You must see your inner patterns before you can change them. This is what Jacobo meant when he said that consciousness, perception, and energy are one system. Change one, and the others respond. One of the simplest, yet most powerful tools Jacobo emphasized is internal silence. A few minutes each day where you quiet the mind, not by force but by gentle observation. Just watch your thoughts come and go without following them. Just feel your breath without trying to control it. Just sit with yourself without any agenda. This small practice begins to dissolve old energetic patterns. The noise weakens, the loops soften, space opens inside you, and in that space your perception begins to recalibrate. Internal silence gives your inner energy a chance to reorganize itself. It resets the rhythm of your inner time. It unlocks clarity, sensitivity, and presence. When you slow your inner rhythm, the world around you also feels slower, more spacious, more alive. And when inner time aligns with the present moment, your perception expands toward the deeper energetic field Jacobo devoted his life to understanding. Now that we understand how attention and internal silence can reset our inner time, let's move to the next step: conscious intention and mental reframing. Jacobo Grinberg emphasized that our thoughts are not just passing images, they are energetic currents that shape our perception of reality. Every statement you make to yourself, every belief you hold, every recurring thought is sending vibrations into your inner energy field. If your thoughts are heavy, anxious, or negative, your inner time becomes distorted. If your thoughts are clear, calm, and purposeful, your inner rhythm aligns with a natural flow and your perception expands. The first practical step, then, is to use simple mental statements or intentions to guide your inner energy consciously. These are not magical words, they are deliberate signals to your mind and energy system, a way to reorient your internal rhythm toward balance and clarity. For instance, notice how many times your thoughts repeat phrases like, "I always struggle," or "I can't catch up," or "I am behind." Each repetition reinforces tension, accelerates your inner clock, and pulls your awareness out of the present. By consciously shifting your statements, you can literally reprogram your inner energy, saying, "I am aligned with abundance," or "I flow within my own rhythm," is not about lying to yourself. It's about consciously choosing an energy state that your perception can operate from. When repeated with attention, these intentions begin to reshape the mental patterns that hold your inner time hostage. The rhythm slows, the mind becomes more spacious, and your energy field begins to resonate with clarity. Jacobo observed that even simple intentions, when practiced regularly, can create subtle but measurable shifts in how a person experiences time, space, and consciousness itself. But it is not enough to adjust your thoughts alone. Energy is not just in the mind. It flows through your emotions, your feelings, and the vibration of your body. This is why aligning emotions with energy is crucial. Emotions act like amplifiers of inner time. If your inner vibration is tense, anxious, or resentful, your perception contracts, your sense of time feels compressed, and life appears chaotic or heavy. Conversely, if you raise your inner vibration through gratitude, calm breath, or mindful reflection, your energy field begins to expand, and your perception of reality shifts. You begin to notice subtle patterns, small opportunities, and synchronistic events that were invisible before. Jacobo called this alignment of consciousness, perception, and energy a form of active participation in reality, where your inner state directly influences what you experience. Practically, this means dedicating small moments each day to emotional calibration. Take a few conscious breaths. Observe your feelings without judgment. Identify emotions that feel heavy or repetitive and gently let them soften. Then focus on uplifting states: gratitude for what is present, curiosity for what may come, compassion for yourself and others. These practices recalibrate the inner vibration, which in turn synchronizes your perception with a slower, more expansive inner time. The difference is subtle at first, but over days and weeks, it becomes noticeable. Life feels less reactive and more responsive. Events that previously caused stress may now feel like gentle nudges guiding you. Moments stretch, clarity increases, and the ordinary starts to feel extraordinary. Resetting your inner time using these energy-based practices has remarkable benefits. The first is deeper presence. As your inner rhythm slows and aligns, you become less burdened by the past and less anxious about the future. The present moment expands. You notice details previously overlooked. The texture of sounds, the subtlety of movement, the flow of your own mind. Stress diminishes because the energy loops that once pulled you out of the present are weakening. Second, you gain greater clarity and intuition. When perception aligns with energy, the mind sees connections more clearly. Decisions that once felt confusing become simpler, solutions and insights appear almost effortlessly. Third, you acquire more control over your life. Old habits, subconscious patterns, and reactive tendencies are shaped by energy that you can now consciously influence. By adjusting your attention, intention, and emotional state, you start to navigate life proactively instead of reacting to its chaos. Finally, many people notice what Jacobo described as synchronicities or deeper awareness. Moments when the world seems to respond to your inner alignment. These experiences are not random. They are manifestations of the lattice interacting with your tuned consciousness. Of course, it is important to acknowledge skepticism. Resetting inner time through energy alignment is not mainstream science. It is difficult to measure objectively. Consciousness, perception, and energy remain elusive in the laboratory. Many may dismiss these ideas as abstract or speculative, and yet Jacobo's research, grounded in careful observation and repeated experimentation, suggests that these inner shifts are real, measurable in experience, and replicable with practice. The invitation here is not blind belief, but open-minded experimentation. Treat these practices as experiments on your own inner state. Observe carefully. Notice the subtle differences. Compare before and after. Let your experience guide your understanding. Now, the call to action is simple but powerful. Spend a few minutes each day practicing awareness, intention, and emotional alignment. Begin with internal silence to notice your thoughts. Introduce conscious intentions to guide your inner energy. Then align your emotions, raising your vibration through gratitude, calm breathing, or mindful reflection. Observe quietly how your perception of time changes. Notice how life feels before and after. Track the difference. Pay attention to your clarity, intuition, and the subtle ways reality responds when your inner time begins to reset. Over time, you will start to see the power of these practices not as theory, but as lived experience. A direct engagement with consciousness, energy, and the inner rhythm that shapes the reality you inhabit. Jacobo Grinberg spent his life exploring these interactions, and now, through deliberate practice, you can begin to step into the same flow. Reality is far more fluid than most of us realize. What we experience each day, the people we meet, the challenges we face, the moments we cherish or struggle through, is not just a result of external circumstances. According to Jacobo Grinberg, the world you perceive is shaped profoundly by your inner energy, your consciousness, and the rhythm of your thoughts and emotions. Time itself, as you feel it moving inside, is not an external force you must obey. It is something malleable, something you can influence and reshape by tuning your inner state. When your energy aligns with awareness and intention, your inner clock recalibrates. Moments expand. Life becomes clearer, perception sharpens, and suddenly, the patterns that once seemed fixed, the stress, the chaos, the constant sense of rushing, begin to dissolve. The reality you experience is no longer merely happening to you. It starts to respond to the subtle shifts in your inner world. What we explored in this video, the ideas of attention, conscious intention, mental reframing, emotional alignment, and internal silence, are not just abstract concepts. They are practical tools that can help you step into that expanded perception. By paying attention to where your mind dwells, by choosing the energy you allow to dominate your inner field, and by gently observing and shaping your emotions, you can begin to create a life that feels more aligned, more spacious, and more responsive. This is the essence of resetting your inner time. It is the conscious acknowledgement that your experience is not predetermined, that your perception is not static, and that the energetic field Jacobo Grinberg described is not only accessible, but influenced by your awareness and intention. The possibilities are endless. Once you begin experimenting with these techniques, you might notice a deeper presence in everyday moments, the kind where even ordinary tasks feel lighter and more meaningful. You might find greater clarity and intuition, where decisions that once felt confusing suddenly make sense, and opportunities appear almost effortlessly. You might experience a sense of control over your own life, breaking free from subconscious patterns that previously dictated your behavior, and you might even notice synchronicities or subtle signs that seem to guide you, proof that when your inner energy aligns, reality itself responds in ways that can feel magical, yet are grounded in the interaction of consciousness and perception that Jacobo studied so deeply. I encourage you to go further. Don't stop with this video. Read about Jacobo Grinberg's work, explore his theories, his research, and his experiments. Experiment with your own energy, attention, and emotional states. Notice how small shifts ripple outward into your life. Treat it as a personal laboratory for exploring consciousness and perception. Open your mind to the idea that reality is not fixed, that your inner energy can influence how time and life flow, and that even the smallest adjustments can lead to profound changes in how you experience the world. Remember, resetting your inner time is more than a technique. It is a doorway to a new way of experiencing life. What if this simple recalibration is the first step to unlocking a new reality, your reality where you are not rushed by external clocks, not trapped by past regrets, and not overwhelmed by future worries. A reality where your energy, perception, and consciousness flow together in harmony, creating a life that feels expansive, alive, and fully your own. If you found value in this exploration, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel, Awaken Synchronicity. By subscribing, you join a community dedicated to exploring consciousness, inner energy, and the tools that allow us to expand our perception of reality. Keep experimenting, stay curious, and remember, the rhythm of your inner time may just be the key to unlocking a world you've always wanted to experience.